Today I am visiting with some special people to me, and they are my granddaughters. And this is Olivia. Can you say hi, Olivia?
Hello.
And this is Jardine.
Hi.
When Grandma comes to visit, we always do some kind of art project, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see what Grandma's brought today. Well, the first thing, I brought some of these kind of watercolors. It looks to me like you girls have a set already. You want to hand me that? Looks like you've used them quite a bit.
It's messy.
Oh wow, this has been used quite a bit, hasn't it? Let's see if there's any paint left. Oh, there's still some paint in there. Sometimes you want to kind of clean it up. And but yeah, these are just perfect. They look like the same kind that Grandma brought. So we've got a couple sets of watercolors. Glue. Is there glue in Grandma's box? Yep, there's some glue. We've got some glue. And I actually brought these. These were some lids out of my cupboards. And there was another lid. I don't know if, Olivia, can you look in here and see there's a little blue, it's like a top from a milk carton, little blue plastic thing. So we have these, oh, you found it, great. We've got these 3 lids. We're gonna need these for our project. And I brought some construction paper. I know you kids already have some, don't you? But I brought some too because I wasn't sure if you would have some. We have lots of good colors to work with. Oh, I do need a Sharpie. I'm going to get this nice big Sharpie out of my box. And oh, I think I'm gonna take a couple more because we're each gonna need a Sharpie, aren't we? Oops, they fell. And oh, you know, there's a couple things that I forgot about, and I'm gonna ask if you girls would go and find scavenger for it while I show the kids the paint paper. I need 2 jars. One is gonna have clean water and one is for dirty water. So you might have, and then Olivia, I need some, maybe some paper towels, a few paper towels or some napkins, or even if you don't have paper towels, you could get a roll of toilet paper. Dirty water and then a nice clean water too.
Wait, we have this paintbrush.
Oh, you can bring that. I don't think we need 4 paintbrushes. Oh, and I love these. Look at how they come apart in little pieces already. That's perfect. Yeah, we're gonna need a little bit of that. Oh, last thing, salt. Can you kids get some salt out of the cupboard? Great.
Don't drink it. Don't drink it.
I'm not gonna drink it. That would be a big mistake, wouldn't it? So I've got a cup with some nice clean water. Ooh, I've got dirty water. And what's my dirty water for? What do you think it's for?
Paintbrushes.
Yes, to put my dirty paintbrushes in and kind of get the stuff off, the paint off. Then I might dip it on paper towel and then put it in for my clean water. Well, girls, I think we're about ready to start. You think?
But do we have salt? And there's
Oh, salt. Oh, wow, you guys use different kind of salt than I do. Oh, that's interesting. So this is like sea salt, but you know, it would still work. That's awesome. I have like a salt shaker. You don't have a salt shaker? You might have a salt shaker, but this is kind of neat. And what you would do when you use your salt is maybe you just get in there and get a little pinch of salt. Yeah.
pinch
All right, it looks like we're about ready to start. Well, when my kids were little, so your mom and your uncles, we love to go blueberry picking. How many of you kids have gone berry picking with your mom or your grandma, your auntie, your friends? It's lots of fun, isn't it? I think I'd rather eat berries than candy. What about you, Olivia? Well, this was one of my kids' favorite books, and it was also one of you kids' favorite books too. It's called Blueberries for Sal by Robert McCloskey, and it's a wonderful book about a little girl named Sal, and she went blueberry picking with her mom. And in the book, there are some wonderful pictures. They're pen and ink pictures, and pen and ink is a style of art. And that's what we're going to be doing in our project. I think you would love to read this book. And there's lots of pictures, and she's berry picking, and she kind of gets a little bit lost from her mom. And at the same time, there is a mama bear picking berries. Oops, I see where my kids even colored in the book a long time ago. We're not supposed to color in books. And see, there's a mama bear and little baby bear. They're also picking berries, and they all get mixed up. You're gonna wanna read this book, and you're gonna love it. And you're gonna love the pictures too. Well, today we're gonna do a project. You can put that over there. You don't normally put salt on berries, but on this project, we're going to put some salt on the berries, and it's going to be kind of cool. So let's get started. We're going to get our watercolor paper. Now, what I did for my watercolor paper is I got some paper out of my water. You're going to put your hair up? That's a good idea. You know, we're using these kind of watercolor paints. You normally don't use a paint shirt, you don't need to, but the girls actually had a couple old shirts that have paint on them, so that's what they put on. So what you will do, you'll take your watercolor paper. I'm just going to get a piece here, put that back over here, and I'm just going to fold it in half. And then I'm going to kind of, take my thumb along the edge. I'm just going to go really hard. Would you like to do it? And then you're also going to go on the other side and do it. Do it a few times. Yeah. You want to do it really nice and hard.
I don't want to get a paper cut.
No, I want to be careful of a paper cut too. Yeah.
But this is thick paper. It might be
It is pretty thick paper.
But it still makes you get paper. Is that good?
It could. That's good. And so, Olivia, I'm going to have you, what you're going to do then is you're going to take it and you're just going to kind of hold on the top. You're going to kind of rip down. Can you do that? Yeah. I'm going to kind of rip it down, kind of gentle. Oops. And then when you do that, when you accidentally go off, then just turn it around and do it again. And you're going to take your fingers when you're going down so that you don't, you kind of want to stay right on the crease as best you can. That's okay. I'll help you a little bit. It's best if you kind of pull it like this. There you go. Oh, one more time. There you go. Okay, and we'll just take off that extra and put it aside. And so you're going to have your piece like that. It's going to be a little rough on the bottom. So what we are doing is I'm going to actually paint mine upside down, you girls, so the kids can see, and you can paint yours normal, okay? So you want to have the rough edge down. Well, for my berries, I'm going to take my big circle. We actually hunted around and we found some more circles. I had brought these. These were some lids, can lids, but the girls found some cookie cutters. And I'm going to take my big circle, and it doesn't matter where. This isn't a copycat piece of art. This is something that I want you to figure out wherever you want. And I want you to take your big circle and I want you to just put it somewhere on your page, any place. And I want you to take your pen and I want you to hold down your top, and then I want you to trace around it.
Oh, I thought I was doing the inside. I almost started.
Yeah, just trace around. There you go. I've got myself, and that's my first berry. How about that? Let's see if the kids can see. I'm gonna do it like that.
What if mine's a little screwed up?
That's okay. It's okay. It just makes it
perfect.
It just makes it a little interesting. There you go.
Almost done.
There you go.
I just have to do this one side.
And like I said, you can put it anywhere you want on the page. And then I'm going to take it again, and I'm going to put it somewhere on my page where it's like part of the way off. And you can do that anywhere you want. Since you're going to do it there, I think I'll do mine up here.
I'm going to do mine like over here on a corner.
Any place you'd like. But don't color outside. Now we have laid our watercolor paper on some paper bags. You could use some newspaper or old paper just so it doesn't get on the table. Although my granddaughters you've done lots of art projects on this table, and I can see there's lots of paint. I think it's very
messy.
But it's a very interesting table.
Wait.
So I'm going to trace around on my paper, that big one, okay?
Is it okay if it's halfway?
It is. That's exactly what I want you to do, is halfway. Exactly.
It looks like eyes.
Yeah, that's okay. It's a start. Now we're going to take our middle circle, our middle lid. Okay. This time, I want you to really watch what I'm going to do here. Because this time I'm going to do something called overlapping. Okay. I'm actually going to put it, I'm going to put it like where it's kind of maybe on top a little bit of one of my bigger berries, okay? But watch what I do with my pen. I start at my big berry on the line and I go around, hold it nice and tight, and then I'm gonna stop when I get to the line again. And look what happens.
Ooh.
Look what happens.
It looks 3D.
Yeah, I have a big one in the front, and it looks like I have a smaller one in the back. So what you're going to do, where's your middle one? Okay. You could just set it anywhere. Where do you want to set it?
I want to overlap.
You want to overlap. We'll put it, where do you want to put it? Okay.
Here.
Okay, good. So what you're going to do, you're going to hold this down. Okay. And you're not going to go inside. You're going to start on the line. If you're a mom or an auntie and you're with a little one, you might need to help them just a little bit. Yeah, exactly, exactly. And I'd like you to do that maybe 2 more times, and you can put it anywhere you want. Yeah,
Do I have to overlap again?
Yeah. Well, I did 1 where I'm not overlapping, and I think I'll do 2 where I do overlap.
I'm doing 1.
Yeah, and you can pick wherever you want.
Is that okay?
Exactly, perfect.
Then 1 right.
And I think I might even, where am I gonna put it? I think I'm gonna close my eyes, and then I'm gonna go, where am I gonna put it?
Oh, that's a good spot.
That's a good spot. And even if you make a little mistake, it's okay. It's gonna be fun. Wow, we're starting to have some nice little drawings here, aren't we?
When I do this, where should I put it? Should I put it?
You pick where you want to put it.
Well, I kind of want to put it here, but then there's so many lines already here. So then,
well, maybe find a place where there's not a whole bunch of lines.
Can I do 1 more?
You can do 1 more.
So like here.
That's. Oh, but you know what? You're really close. Let's see if you can overlap a little bit, either this way or that way or that way. You pick where you want to go.
So I'm just doing 1 more. And not everything is gonna be perfect. Not all is perfect. There.
Okay, great. Let's hold our little pictures up so everybody can see. Oh, we've got some berries, don't we? Okay, our last thing, we're going to take our very little circle, and you can just put that wherever you would like.
How many?
I'd say at least 3.
I'm gonna do 1 overlapping like right here.
Oops, I think I bumped you.
No, it's okay.
And let's see. So I did 3. I think I'll do 1 more. I'm going to do 1 right here. Oh, yes.
What kind of berries do you like? Personally, I like blackberries.
You like blackberries?
Grandma.
What kind of berries do you like, Olivia?
Raspberries and blueberries.
Raspberries and blueberries. I'm going to think about, if I'm berry picking, I'm going to be looking around. Maybe there might be some leaves. Maybe there might be some stems, some sticks. What else could there be?
Vines. Butter.
Some little vines.
Yeah, like
okay.
bushes.
Maybe there's some little bugs.
Yeah, bugs.
So now I want you to use your imagination, and I want you to draw some of those behind the berries.
I want to do leaves and stems, but I don't know how to draw.
There's lots of different ways that you could do leaves. You can do big leaves, you can do little leaves. Oh, perfect.
Wow.
Lots of leaves. Maybe even, I might even do some little stems, because on a berry bush, you've got like stems with berries on it. So I'm going to make some little stems.
I like drawing. Look, this berry's upside down.
That's okay. All right. I might even put a little bug in there. Maybe some of you kids, if you were berry picking and you stuck your hand in the berry bucket to get a berry to eat and a bug was on it, and you go, oh. Here I kind of made some little marks that were not supposed to be part of my project, so maybe I'll just turn those little marks into a little leaf. That sounds like a good idea.
Look at that little bug.
Yeah.
These ones are going to be connected by a line.
And see, everybody's is going to look just a little bit different.
Well, that's because not everyone thinks this.
I'm getting some more stems.
It's going off to the side. And then there's going to be a leaf.
I might even have a leaf come from off the paper. Maybe in my leaves I'll put a little line or something. Are we about ready to?
Almost, I just need to do 1 more.
Gonna do 1 more. Okay. Cool.
I want to connect more of it.
Okay.
I like it.
I think we're ready to paint. So we're gonna put our pens away. We can put our little.
Look at my drawing.
Awesome. Good job. Okay, so we're gonna put our circles away. And Jardine and I are going to share our paints. And Olivia, you get to use your paints. She's going to get our water.
This is my clean one.
And let's get our salt pretty close. In fact, I'd like us to each get a little pile of salt maybe on your paper so you can get to it pretty quickly. You want to get a little bit for me and a little bit for you. Let's give you a couple paper towels there. Okay, we're ready to go. Well, when you do when you do watercolor, there's something that we say sometimes: design like a turtle and paint like a rabbit. So a turtle goes
Slow.
very slow, and a rabbit goes fast. So when we're designing, when we're doing our drawing, we're really taking some time. We're getting it all figured out. Maybe we're looking at a picture of in a book or something, and we're thinking about it. We're thinking about stories, and we get our drawing. But when we start to paint with our watercolor, we're gonna go pretty fast. So let's get our brushes. Let's see, where's my brush? You have your brush you want, and I have the brush. You guys gave me the brand new brush. Do you want the new brush or the old brush?
No.
You're good. So I'm gonna get my my watercolor brush, dip it a little wet, and first of all, I'm going to put a little bit of water on my berries, just a little water, maybe not.
Yours change colors, kind of.
Just a little bit on my berries.
All of them?
Maybe half of them, about half.
Why just half?
Because there's certain kinds of what's called technique in watercolors, and we're going to do some called wet on wet, where we paint where it's wet, and then we're going to do some where we paint where it's dry.
If I try to get some
Okay.
Sharpie, will it bleed through?
No, that's the thing about the Sharpie. That's why we use the Sharpie, because it's permanent. Well, I'm going to get started painting, and we're only going to use 2 colors for our berries, and you can do however you want. You figure out what you want, but we're only going to use the blue and the purple. And actually, you know what? We're not going to use black. We're also going to use a little bit of red, but we'll use that in the end. So I want you to just start having fun with. I'm going to have fun. I'm thinking about when I go berry picking. Oh, and I got a little purple. I'm going to have sun. I'm going to put some purple on some of them.
Grandma, look, it's like weird. It's like a. Hey, Grandma, check mine out.
Oh yeah, I love the blue in those.
This is like
For some reason, the cheaper watercolor sets have a really kind of nice.
blue.
Yeah.
Can I put a little green in with the blue?
Actually, we're gonna hold off on our green. We're gonna do that a little bit later.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna have fun. I'm just gonna.
Grandma, look how cool it looks. So
It is cool, isn't it?
it looks like there's already salt on it.
And yeah, we're only doing the berries right now.
And mix it.
And you know what? When we're painting, we want to leave a little bit of white space in there too. I'm gonna
I like that
put a
one.
little bit
I
more
like my first.
purple.
I'm gonna do a big one.
Now my little tiny berries, where I live in Alaska, my little berries are my cranberries, and they're usually kind of more red.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to use red
But I did
for
this
my
one
little ones.
blue.
That's okay, because you also get little.
This one's gonna be a little bit of.
And I may even
This one looks
just
like
dab a tad of purple in with my blue,
Grandma,
with
we're
my
using
red.
The clean water. We should-
Oh, oops, and I don't want to use the salt either, do I? Well, sometimes you have to do what the teacher tells you to do, not what they do. And I accidentally put my my brush in my clean water and had want to dip it in
Grandma, look how
my paint water first.
I'm
and
making
then
this
go in my
very
clean
kind
water.
of dark.
Ooh, I'm really loving that red. I'm gonna put some more red on some of these little berries.
Is it okay if I have one little blueberry?
Oh, absolutely.
These can be any.
Oops, I did it again.
I did it again. I keep on forgetting
She
that.
did it again. And I might put a little bit of blue in
Some purple and.
my red berry and just see what happens when I do that. And
my-
you're just kind of experimenting. You're kind of seeing what is going to happen.
I'm putting a little bit of red on one of my big papers.
I think I'm going to make this lots of blue.
Cranberry time. Ooh, this. Ooh, when you put purple on it, it's like a little bit lighter, and sometimes it's dark. That's what happened when I put purple in here.
And maybe I'll even put a little red there and just see what happens.
I like the first cranberry.
Grandma, this one's a blueberry.
I'm gonna make all of them, the little ones, red, but one little blue one.
And you can just kind of add some more paint in. You can kind of take your brush and blend some of your colors. Just have fun with your colors there. Maybe put a little more red, a little more. Oh, there you go.
I want to.
And every once in a while, I want you to stop and I want you to get a little bit of salt. And I want you to put a little salt on the berries and see what happens.
It makes a blue color.
Yeah, it does. It kind of little patterns. It kind of sucks up the water. When you put some salt on your watercolor, it will make some little patterns.
No, that's cool. I like
Yeah. I'm gonna just put a little more salt. That's fun. And now I just think I might take a paper towel on one of them and I might just press it down and see what happens when I do that.
I want to see what happens.
Oh, it kind of took up some of my, and I might do that a little bit over here.
Whoa.
It gives it a little texture, doesn't it? Little designs, because the paper towel has a little bit of designs, and I might do it a little over here, and I might do it a little over here. And then I just might come back and paint a little tiny bit more. I think I want a little bit more dark colors. I'm gonna get some dark colors and leave some white spaces in your berries. You know what the white spaces are? The white spaces are sort of like the sunlight reflecting off the berry.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
I left white on mine.
And another thing you can do is you can lift a little bit of color. Maybe on some of the other ones, you can leave some space, some white on it.
I'm gonna get red again because
Grandma,
I
look
did not.
Yeah, are you gonna use any red on yours?
Yeah, I did on mine, and I'm doing it on this one now.
Another thing you can do is just kind of dab it. Just kind of dab it and see what happens.
Oh, also, if
Yeah, I
you
think
put
I'm about finished with my blues and my purples and all. I think I might go work on my reds a little bit more.
also if you put too much watercolors on you, then you can dry off your paintbrush and you put it in.
That's right.
And then it will take off the paint.
How are you getting clean water from your clean water container? Yeah, because if you don't, it'll kind of muddy up your colors. So you want to kind of get some, real fresh water and then get some fresh color.
This one on the corner, I can't tell if I used a little one or a big one, so I'm gonna do red because I only have a couple of little red.
Oh, okay.
This is gonna be a tiny little, like, kind of blueberry. I feel like most blueberries aren't even that blue.
You know, honestly, they're almost more kind of a black. They're kind of,
And like the riper and like the tiny ones are really sour.
What do you like berries in?
Pancakes.
Pancakes?
Pancakes.
You like jam?
You did do pancakes.
You made jam.
I think I made pancakes when you kids came to visit.
I remember you made jam once.
Well, I think I'm about finished with my berries.
I just have to do 2 more.
Oh, you just have a couple more? Okay.
I have a lot.
Hi guys.
Hi guys, we're back, and now we are going to rub off the salt like this. And when you rub it off, it will make little patterns. And now we're gonna do the back part with yellow. Take it away, Grandma.
Okay, so we've all finished our pictures, and maybe yours is finished. You want to rub that salt off. It just makes some cool little shapes and patterns. I'm going to hold mine up really close so you can see really well. So the salt is gonna.
Help me. Be careful.
Uh-oh, be careful. Did you show the kids yours too?
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Okay. Well, next thing we're gonna do, we're going to get our brushes. We're gonna make sure we have some clean water, and we're going to we're going to take yellow.
This is your drink.
Oh, that's my drink. I don't want to put my. There we go. This time, all we're gonna do is yellow, and we're going to paint behind our berries. And we can paint where the leaves are going to be. Lots of little yellow
Can
back
I
there.
also put some orange with it?
Not yet. First, we're just gonna.
Am
Kinda
I
do
also
our yellow.
coloring in the stems? and
Whoa.
stuff?
Oh, you can just do the whole thing. You can color. All right.
Grandma,
over-
this
I
yellow
just
is
want to put
bright.
it in the background.
Well, later on, you can like take your
What if I get some on the cardboard?
But if you get, that's okay. Later on, you can take your napkin and kind of
I want to put
get
some.
anything you want up. But we're actually going to use yellow because yellow
It's like sand.
is, if you put yellow and blue together, do you know what color you get?
Green.
Green. And so if I'm going to do my leaves, and I want my leaves to be green, or maybe even at berry time, they're starting to turn their colors a little bit because it's starting to be fall time. They might even have a little bit of orange or red in it. And so with my yellow, I can add my blue for my leaves. I can also add a little bit of orange if I want some of my leaves to be orange. And on my stems, I might like them green. So I have yellow. I've made yellow all on the back, and now I'm going to dab in a little bit of blue on some of my leaves. Oh, you're still working? Okay. I'm gonna just dab a little bit so we have a little bit of different. I have some bright yellow and some light yellow, and I'm ready to go.
My favorite season would have to be fall. I just love it.
I think fall is pretty.
I like winter.
You like winter? Well, there's something special about every season, isn't it? But I love the time when berry time, a lot of times where I live, berry time comes kind of in August, and
Yeah.
the leaves are just starting to change a little bit. First they start with a little bit of yellow on them, and then
What's
they
your
get a little orange.
I'm almost done.
Or maybe I like fall because I was born in August and it's kind of fallish in August.
And so you know that that's going to be a really fun time, isn't it? All right, we've got our yellow backgrounds. Awesome.
I got
Now,
on my blueberries and now they're green.
that's okay. That's okay.
Dirty water, clean
So now we're going to add, take a little bit of blue or a little bit of lavender, whatever you'd like, and we're going to work on our leaves. Oops, that one I got a little bit too much. I think I might dab
Wait,
it
why
up.
blue?
Well, blue and yellow is going to
My
make
blue's
green.
still really dark.
But if you want to use a little bit of green from your, but I like your leaves to be different. So I'm going to paint a couple of my leaves.
Gosh,
I'm going to use my blue
bad journey.
mixed with my yellow.
Oh man,
I think I'll do a couple.
You gotta go careful because it just bleeds.
And then I'm also going to even dip in, because I've got a little green. I'm going to use a little bit of that green.
I'm gonna keep it like that because a little too much is too strong.
I'm gonna keep it like this right now because look, it looks like kind of like.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do them.
And I'm going to use, I might even use a little bit of the green on my stems.
Wait, can I do my stems now?
Yeah, you sure can.
I
I also,
I drew some vines. They're gonna be like green.
I'm also going to do a couple of my my leaves with a little tiny bit of red, because some of my leaves at berry time just might be starting to turn into little fall leaves.
True, like here.
Sure, it could happen.
I'm gonna do two kinds.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have a little bit of orange in
What's it like at your guys' house?
here. What's it like at your house?
Warm or cold?
Yeah.
Okay, now the clean water's turning into dirty water.
Uh-oh.
Wait, can I do
We kind of
brown?
got it mixed up.
Can I
didn't
do
we?
brown for the stems?
If you would like to, you
Yay!
certainly can.
My blue.
And you know, one way you can make brown without using the brown in your paint is you mix up your colors, and it's going to make brown. You mix up
Well,
your.
yeah.
And I am even thinking. I think that for some of my background, I'm gonna do something real quick here. I'm gonna get some of my red,
Okay.
and I'm gonna go very quickly behind on some of my yellow. Okay, I'm gonna go very quickly. And then guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get some salt. See what happens.
Art is like an experiment.
All of my
Art is an
all
experiment.
of my blues, greens, and yellows and reds are all like dirty still.
Well, you'll learn as you paint. when you mix your paints a lot, that's when you start getting things dirty. And when you paint with your brush and you see, like if you use do dirty water and then you go get your color, you have dirty paint. So you gotta get your fresh paint. So I'm actually gonna even come and dab a little tiny bit with my paper towel.
I'm gonna go really fast.
But you know what? I think I'm just about done here. Need some more salt?
I'm gonna go.
Okay, I think we're just about done. I'm gonna hold mine up.
I still need to do some of my leaves.
I'm gonna blend in some of that orange and yellow. And it's very pretty.
Berries.
Alright,
Dab fast. I need some red. Now I'm going to at least try crayons.
And you know, one way you can get your berries off is you can take your napkin or your paper towel and you can kind of rub on your painting, but you want to do it when it's dry or else you might rip your paper and you don't want to do that.
your towel might look like
In fact, I might even leave a little bit of my salt on it because it's kind of fun and it gives you some sort of texture there.
I'm gonna show you
I
that.
hope you will hold yours up. Now we're going to take a tiny little break and then I'm going to show you how to do a background for it.
We're gonna get a color construction paper, and I recommend you if you're doing different people have a different color, or just write your name on it. But we're gonna get construction paper, and we're gonna take the paintings that we just used and take glue, and we're gonna flip it over and put little dabs, and then put it down so it has a
Get
nice
it a little closer.
So after you're done with the glue, you're gonna press it down and go like this. And like my grandma said, oh.
You're gonna have to wash your hands. Well, girls, are we done?
No,
Let's hold it
Mine's
up.
still not sticking.
It's not sticky. Maybe you need a little bit more glue. Well, so it should end up something like this. Now, one thing I'd like you to do is at the bottom, I want you to write your name. So I'm going to
In cursive?
write, you could
have
write
two
it
pieces of
however
paper
you want.
on
Oh, I somehow got 2 pieces, didn't I? So I'm going to write Miss Vicki. You know, this makes a wonderful project, a beautiful little present you can give to somebody special. You can give it to your mom to hang up. You can make some more. You can make lots of them because now you know how to make these. And there's lots of things you could make different colors. You can have
That is your berry project.
awesome. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you have fun making a berry painting, and I hope you eat lots of berries.
Bonjour.
That means bye. I mean, that means hello. Not bye.
My granddaughter Mabel also joined us, and she had a lot of fun, just like I know you will. Older kids might want to use a larger piece of watercolor paper or a small canvas and add more detail to their drawing and their painting.
Do you know what a potlatch is? No. A potlatch in a lot of First Nations culture is a special meal, and it could take place like for a special celebration or a funeral or something. You want to have berries. They cook the berries, they boil the berries, and they make like a sort of a berry pudding, okay? Ooh. And it's called berry club. And so nobody had any berries for some reason. It was in the springtime, but I happened to have berries in my freezer that were left over. So I said, well, I will bring the berries. And one part of it is you've got to put a bunch of sugar in. So there was a bag, and I got the sugar out, and I put lots of sugar in and cooked it up. And pretty soon, my sister-in-law came, and I said, would you finish? Because she started working on it, and she came to me, and her eyes were big, just like saucers. She said, Vicki, somebody put salt in the berries. And I'm like, what? And I went and I looked at the bag, because it was a big bag like you buy sugar. But guess what? It was salt. It was